pits in Germany are transformed into natural oases. And solar power is changing rural life in northern Ghana.
Sibo and Mo at breakfast from 6 to 10 a.m. on the nation's favorite radio station, playing the best hip-hop, urban, Afro, and R&B on 99 FM.
In the news tonight, City of Windhoek secures $155 million Namibia loan for new power substation to avoid load shedding.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Good evening, I'm Tonata Kavila in the news tonight. Over 2,000 unemployed young people scramble for 16 positions. Opposition party states health budget lacks transparency. Omnicare donates washable sanitary pads in celebration of Women's Day. Tsara's farmers encouraged to participate in Necatal irrigation scheme, and Business on One, Comments Corner, Sport and the weather. Temperature Restaurant and Lounge Public Relations Officer Rusa Shikoha has recommended that the government come up with a grant to help unemployed youth start their own businesses. Shikoha expressed shock at the fact that more than 2,000 unemployed young people showed up this morning for interviews for 16 positions at the establishment in Kommersdal, Windhoek.
It was a sight to behold. Frantic youth trying to hand over their job applications pushed and shoved each other through the entrance of Temperature Restaurant and Lounge in Kommersdal this morning, with many losing their shoes and applications in the process. Temperature Restaurant and Lounge Public Relations Officer Rosa Shikoho said that they didn't expect over 2,000 job seekers to turn up for 16 positions. Shikoho expressed shock that most able-bodied Namibians are unemployed.
We just feel like it's a shock for us to know that a lot of youth is not employed. And it's not to say that the government is not giving them opportunities, but as a small SME trying something, it's a shocker to have 2,000 applicants for mainly 16 positions. So it is now a concern not only for us, but the nation at large to create employment or empowerment. For instance, let's give these people grants to start their own businesses. Let's look at other opportunities we can give them, because employment is not the solution. A small establishment like ours can only host a staff turnover of around 45 people.
For many who turned up, the employment opportunity is a rare chance out of the grip of unemployment in a country where this figure stood at 50.30% in 2021, according to the United Nations Population Fund. This is what some of the unemployed youth had to say this morning.
Imagine I had to wake up early in the morning to cancel my class, my future, just to find out they're taking 16 people. It's not even a walk-in interview anymore like they said. We just have to drop our CVs. They're even going to put some of our CVs away. It's so disappointing.
I came here in the morning for an interview. They said if we hand in our CVs, we will get the job immediately after the interview. When I came here at 6 o'clock in the morning, I found the whole of Windhoek here. Most of us here are young people. I am humbly requesting for the government to give us a grant for at least 1,400 so we can use it to sustain ourselves.
At least if we are given the opportunity to go overseas, we'll go get jobs there. Because here in Namibia, there are no jobs. They should not even deport those who went to UK and tell them to come back here, because there are no jobs in this country. We are suffering here, sleeping with an empty stomach and just drinking sugar water.
Local lawyer Kadila Momo, who witnessed the commotion, described the unemployment situation in the country as a crisis which the government needs to address.
We thought it is wise that we come and show solidarity. When we come here to show solidarity with young kids who are applying in lounges and restaurants, it must not be seen that it is only people of this kind that are unemployed. They are also professionals. We have a number of young lawyers who are sitting at home. If I show you my inbox and as far as the CVs that I receive, there are a lot. What is the Minister of Justice doing? What is the Minister of Labour doing? Nothing. But in terms of the social contract, it is their duty to create a conducive environment for the employment creation. Thank you.
There are data deals, and then there are Telecom Namibia data deals. And if you want the biggest data deal of all, you gotta get 31-day Jiva, which comes with a massive 50 gigs of data. Is it even possible to use 50 gigs of data in a month? You tell us. You also get 1,000 voice minutes and 400 SMSs. To get your hands on 31-day Jiva, dial star 130 star 780 hash and enjoy a month of mega data. Whoa, that's a lot of data, minutes and SMS. How much is that? Must be expensive. No, it's only 185 Namibian dollars excluding VAT. T's and C's apply. Telecom Namibia.
Sharing your world.
Who will be the one? Tune into the exciting live broadcast of Miss and Mr. Supranational Namibia 2023 exclusively on One Africa TV. Experience all the glitz and glamour starting at 7 p.m. Saturday the 18th of March. It's all happening live on your favorite channel.
Namibia economic freedom fighter Epaphras Mukwilongo criticized the Ministry of Health and Social Services that it lacks transparency in reference to the use of 700 million Namibia dollars allocated in this year's budget for investment and renovations of health facilities, recruitment of medical personnel, among a few things. The Ministry of Health received 9.7 billion Namibia dollars for the 2023-24 and 29.4 billion Namibia dollars over the medium-term expenditure framework in the budget.
NEFF's leader, Epaphras Mukwilongo, who made the contributions in Parliament, said that the Minister of Finance in his allocation to the health and social services sector was not transparent as to which hospitals will be renovated or how many ambulances will be bought with the budget allocated.
Again, the Minister has thrown money at the health sector and look at the other way. In his speech, he says that the Board of Health and Social Services will receive 9.7 billion Namibian dollar in 2023-2024 and 29.4 billion Namibian dollar over a medium-term economic framework. Within that allocation, the Minister has told us that he unveiled more than 700 million Namibian dollar to the Ministry for investment in and innovation of health facilities, as well as recruitment of medical personnel, acquisition of pharmaceutical and ambulance. Again, he does not tell us if this renovation will target specific hospitals that are on the verge of collapsing and prioritizing them. For example, the Katutura Hospital. It does not tell us how many ambulances will be bought by when and for which hospital, both in town and rural areas. As such, he generalized and makes it look as if this is going to be easy and effective, and that all of this standard. Our problem in the health sector will vanish into thin air.
Popular Democratic Movement Party's Reggie Diergaardt shared the same sentiments, stating that in order to improve budgeting in Namibia, the process should be transparent and consultative.
Transparency and accountability in matters of public finance should always be promoted. I still have 1 minute left. Public procurement procedures need a complete overhaul to make corruption practically almost impossible. Prompt and fair implementation for our development budget as a national instrument remains an effective way of addressing this pandemic. In conclusion, it is very important to understand the real meaning of pro-poor.
Diergaardt maintained that plans and budget on paper mean nothing without implementations.
In order to meet the needs of young girls and women who cannot afford to buy feminine products, Omnicare Trust mobile clinics donated over 200 reusable sanitary pads to school-going girls and women in Windhoek's informal settlements in celebration of International Women's Day this week. The donation, worth 25,000 Namibia dollars, was in partnership with Nedbank and Namib Mills.
In addition to the sanitary pads donation, Omnicare Trust also provided information on sexual health, importance of menstruation, and how to utilize reusable pads. Furthermore, Nedbank donated 3 health educational reference books, which Omnicare will use when providing services.
We've received 40 reusable pads for women and young ladies in this community, and this will help them such a great deal, especially with young girls going to school, that they don't have to stay at home just because they do not have sanitary pads to use. What is really nice about this is these are reusable pads, so you can wash them and then reuse it again. So today we'll also be educating women and young girls on how to use this. We'll also be focusing on sexual education and the importance of menstruation, that they understand that fully, and how to use these pads.
A 24-year-old resident of Koreanghab informal settlement, Gertrude Philemon, stated that the reusable pads will be useful to her because she sometimes cannot afford to buy disposable pads each month.
I'm proud to be a woman because if there's no woman, then there's no one to help us. Then obviously we need to be proud of ourselves that we are women, and it's important because we are so respected, that we are women and our day is respected. Yeah, I'm gonna try them because it's for the first time. I need to try it.
Miss Supranational Namibia Julita Mbangula, who is a doctor by profession, explained how the washable sanitary pads work and why it is important to wash them in soap, water and vinegar.
The advantage of having these pads is that they are washable. You know your underwear? You put it like this, you put it over like this, and then you lock it at the bottom here. And then you go, because it's nice and thick, it will catch the blood. You want to feel it? You understand? Now if it gets full, we'll give you 2. Then you change into the other one, right? Then you wash it. You can add vinegar. We'll give you instructions. You can add vinegar, you can add salt, and you can use soap to wash it and dry it in the sun. Don't put it under the bed. Don't put it in the room. It needs to get dry because this is material and you're going to use it again. So if this month, if you don't have money to go buy pads from Pep or the supermarket, you can use these ones. And then next month you can use them again. You just have to take care of them and make sure that after you're done, you fold it up nicely like this, and then you put it in your bag.
In addition, Miss Supranational pampered women by applying makeup, explaining that women should be given love at all times and look beautiful every day because they play a very important role in society.
The Minister of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform has stated that the principal objective of Phase 2 of the Necatal project is for the region to benefit from the output of the green scheme. The Minister, Kalish Letvine, said that the project is meant to create employment, boost food security and increase export earnings from high-value crops and fruit that are produced at the irrigation scheme.
Schledwein presented the layout of the Necatal irrigation scheme during a visit to Karas region last week, where he highlighted the importance of community involvement in the Green Scheme project in order to ensure inclusivity. He explained that Phase 2 of the Necatal project is the irrigation scheme. Schledwein said the land will be subdivided and leased to the private sector. However, the government prefers that the majority of the lessors be Namibians, especially youth and women in the Karas region.
One of the principal policy objectives still is, and always was, that the region benefits from the project, from the output of the project. And there are equally complex issues that we have to address. They are: how do we divide the land? Who are the farmers that will benefit? We want to hear from you. What kind of model do you believe is the best?
Schledwein said out of the 11,000 hectares of land acquired by the ministry, 4,000 hectares has been deemed good for irrigation. He added that the project will create about 1,000 temporary jobs during the construction phase and 12,600 permanent and seasonal jobs for the irrigation scheme operations.
The principal plan is that the large operator can support the medium and small operators with or through using its economic leverage by getting fertilizers, fuel, power, water to the irrigated fields at a favorable price. Now, if we extrapolate that model onto Necatal, we will have one very large operator and then several medium-sized and small-scale operators. That would be one model. Another model would be we subdivide it into 5 green schemes of just over 1,000 hectares each. So 5 largest operations with many medium and small-scale operators attached to it.
The deputy leader of the Landless People's Movement, Henny Seibep, has expressed satisfaction with the ministry's objective to ensure that the Karas community is included in the planning and decision-making processes of the Necatal irrigation scheme.
I think the involvement of local communities in the context of sharing natural resources is very good, and as a political party we support it. More so when the minister was talking about the type of the class agenda that they have, the rationale. For example, the large-scale commercial farmers, the medium-scale commercial farmers, and the small-scale commercial farmers are all going to play a role. And the emphasis is not only to look at the large scale. The local communities are especially encouraged to be involved. And now we are only going to look at what are the other commensurate products that must be offered. The financing, for example, from the Development Bank, the Agricultural Bank of Namibia, and etc. And also the access to the market. That is the key if we want to see the regional development going forward.
Swipe on it and win! Come bank with us and stand a chance to win the grand prize of an eco-friendly hybrid vehicle or one of 40 fuel vouchers worth 40,000 Namibian dollars.
Full tank, asseblief.
To enter, simply make any purchase using your Bank Vinted Visa debit or credit card between the 1st of October 2022 and the 31st of March 2023. With your Bank Vinted Visa card in hand, let's journey together with every swipe. Visit bankvinted.com.na for more information. Protect yourself against fraud and never share your PIN. T's and C's apply. Bank Vinted, a member of Capricorn Group.
Welcome to Business on One. Employees of Bidvest Prestige Cleaning Services handed over a petition to the management over alleged meager wages and unfair remuneration packages by the company. The workers also demanded that additional benefits be included, such as transport and medical aid.
The workers marched from the Windhoek police station to the Deep West head office in Southern Industry this morning. In the petition, they complained of low wages and demanded for an increase from the current basic salary of 1,800 Namibian dollars to 5,000 Namibian dollars starting end of March 2023. They also called for a transport allowance of 750 Namibian dollars per month and medical checkups because they handle chemicals when cleaning. According to Saima Amambo, the workers' representative, some of the employees are struggling to make ends meet with the low wages and cost of living continue to rise. Amambo stated that some employees cannot afford to buy food or send their children to school.
Here, under our demand, number one, we employees of Bidvest Prestige Cleaning need this salary increasement from 1,800 monthly to 5,000 per month. Effect from end of this month, March 2023. We need the transport allowance, any amount of 750 monthly, as the company does not provide any tax money or transport to the worker employee has to sacrifice footing far from location to Gloom Mall. Imagine how far is the distance and risking our life to the criminal as well. Number three, we need a medical checkup for at least once a month as we are dealing with different harmful chemicals. Number four, further we demand the company to sell uniform to the employees. Number five, company should start paying overtime as per our Act Labour 2007 by double salary and public holiday and night allowance as stipulated by the Act. Number 6, we demand to be compensated annual bonus with full 100%. The management should stop intimidating and victimize employee once join union and should stop choose union for the employee. Here we feel that we need to exercise our rights as a per labor act to belong to any union of our choice.
Bidvest General Manager Devet Jacobs received the petition and stated that he will need time to acquaint himself with the matter after he will revert back.
And we will sit as a company and individuals. We will sit, go through it. We will see what we can do. We accept your comments, and we will revert back in a given time frame. End of March, beginning of April. Yeah.
The aggrieved workers gave the company 30 days, which is until the 9th of April, to respond favorably.
And that is all we have for you. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages for more on the business front.
Who will be the one? Tune into the exciting live broadcast of Miss and Mr. Supranational Namibia 2023 exclusively on One Africa TV. Experience all the glitz and glamour starting at 7 p.m. Saturday the 18th of March. It's all happening live on your favorite channel.
And there is one thing we all love to do, to gather around an open fire in a space that breaks down the barriers and walls between us and connects us to each other. We love to braai.
Ultimate Braai Master, coming to One Africa this February 26th. From 6:30 p.m., we're serving up good times, delicious food, and ice-cold Coke. A recipe for magic.
Now look at the Comments Corner, your daily dose of comments from our social media pages. The Teachers Union of Namibia Secretary General Mahongora Kavihwa said that the increase in the basic education budget to recruit more teachers as well as build and renovate more classrooms will bring relief to the education sector. Dallas said in Namibia people have a tendency of disrespecting security guards. Kushona said the video explains everything. Petrus asked why one would assault a security guard. Don said at times it might be best to walk away. Mandingi wished Henok a speedy recovery. That is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to engage on our stories on our social media pages for broadcast on News on 1.
Hey guys, let's take a selfie.
Oh, wait.
Woo! It's a video!
We the young are not a complicated bunch. You see, we take each day as a clean slate. Why turn down the volume when you can turn up the vibe? This land wants you to live in the here and now.
The coolest.
There's so much more to see. Come journey with us.
And now for a look at what's happening on the sport front. Prominent boxing stable, the MTC Salute Boxing Academy, will be hosting its first event for the year at the beginning of April. The executive director, Frederick Nyolwa, at the press conference promised a spectacle for boxing fans as 2 title bouts are on the cards with local champions set to defend against South African opponents.
The Namibian-based boxing academy, MTC Salute Boxing Academy, has 2 fighters who will be representing the academy in 2 title fights on 1 April to take place at the Roman Catholic Hall in Windhoek. Executive Director of the MTC Salute Boxing Academy, Frederick Nyolwa, announced that Philemon Ngutenyane, who is defending his title for the 2nd time, is set to take on Theo Ngaipi of South Africa and Jonas Erastus, who will be boxing against Gabriel Thomas in a national title clash.
We are here to announce a boxing bonanza that is going to take place on the 1st of April 2023. It will be on Saturday at Roman Catholic Hall in Windhoek. On the night, we will see Philemon Ngutenyane defending his WBA Africa title for the 2nd time. He will be up against Theo Ngaipi from South Africa. Philemon Ngutenyane got an impressive record of 15 fights, 10 wins and 1 draw, while his opponent Theo Ngaipi from Zanzibar has got 12 fights, 3 wins and 1 loss. The supporting bouts will see Jonas Erastus Shoti, as well as Abet Shikongo, will be defending their national titles for the 2nd time as well.
In addition, the chairperson of the MTC Salute